certainly much improved over the last couple of weeks.
Indeed. This is the Orlando Stadium. I wouldn't expect it any other way. And the players that like to keep the ball, play from the defense through the middle, you need the best pitch possible to afford that kind of approach.
Ball out wide here onto the left-hand side with Setlodi. Now let's see if Auburn College can do something in these early stages. The man leading the line up front there, Modi Moeng, did score in the playoffs against Kazakh Stars, you might remember. They drew their first 2 games in the playoffs, Auburn College, goalless draws against City and Kazakh, and then they beat Kazakh by a goal with Modi Moeng scoring, and then the final game against Cape Town City, a victory with Koa Peng, the goal scorer. He's injured today, as is Rialibocha Potsana, who has played in all the games to date. There are 3 matches in the Betway Premiership. Shandu with Sihle Ndule. It's good pressing here from Orbit.
Batsi on the ball. Did you say he's 43 or 45? 43, but
there he is,
up and going.
Yeah, the skipper. So let me tell you about him. He'll be 43 next month, and he's already played 1 game as a starter and a couple as substitutes. So he's already set the record as the oldest outfield player in the history of South African professional football, beating the record of John Mshweo, who was 42, 4 months and 27 days old when he last played for AmaZulu back in May 2008. So remarkable. Born, William, in 1982. You hadn't even made your debut yet when this man was born, the Auburn College skipper.
I was beginning my my semi-professional in Eswatini. That was my first year playing for the first team, Manzini Wanderers, in my country of death, by the way.
An amazing feat to be playing at this level. He'll be 43 next month, and here is Batsi putting the pressure on in these early stages. Mariko showing some good strength, though. Excuse me, Shandu.
That's the man we're referring to.
Yeah, Maswangangi is the player who was holding him off there. So Batsi's helped Auburn College not only up from the 2nd tier, but from the 3rd to the 2nd, and now up to the top flight of South African football.
Doesn't get any better than that.
Chapo playing it back to his goalkeeper, the Basotho international, Murani, was player or goalkeeper of the tournament in the COSAFA Cup just 2 years ago. He played against Bafana in the World Cup qualifiers earlier on this year. Here comes Batsi, full of running in these early stages, being tracked down. Sibele Bele playing a little higher on the right-hand side today than he did at the weekend at Attridgeville.
Shandu, of course, is sitting at the right full-back position.
Otto continues on the left. His 6th successive game this season, hasn't missed any football. It's his 349th appearance in South African football. Started, of course, with Lamontville Golden Arrows, then he went to Bloem Celtic and then to Wits, and his 6th season now with the Buccaneers. Seems to be improving with age.
Very brave from Orbit in the way that the defensive line is holding that ball beautifully, trying to build from the back. You'd expect them to be maybe kicking the ball forward and obviously in fear of being high pressed by Orlando Pirates, but they seem to have settled in well into the Betway Premiership. They exactly know what to expect from the opposition, but playing against Orlando Pirates after that win against Mamelodi Sundowns will send shivers to anybody coming to the Orlando Stadium, for that matter.
Rani putting a little bit of pressure here on the defender Chapo, his own man, but Batsi gets it forward. A lot of traction coming down on this left-hand side with Jingana. He's one of the players who has competed every minute so far. 3 games down for Auburn College. Started with a defeat at Amazulu, an own goal cost them in that match. Then they won their second game, and Sekukune gave them a bit of a hiding last week. So they've made a couple of tactical changes along with the injuries and the fact that Saleng can't play as well today. Apollos now being chased down. It'll be a throw-in on the far side to Orlando Pirates. Oswald Apollos, one of 11 Orlando Pirates players named in the preliminary squad for Bafana for the World Cup qualifiers next month against Lesotho and Nigeria. Two must-win games, both of them in Bloemfontein. Siema now. Going down a little bit too easily there, Mr. Quinda, not fooled by that. Shandu not winning the free kick he was looking for.
Now, similarly, we saw his speed and his ability to weave his way going forward in attack for Orlando Pirates, and today even more forward. Now, I'm just thinking to myself, will he have the space to be able to use the speed against Orbit? Because I don't think Orbit is going to push that much high to afford him the space behind the defensive line, but that, of course, will be revealed.
They're highly motivated in this game. Orbit really putting the press onto Orlando Pirates. Haven't been able to do much with the ball in these opening 7 minutes or so. Shandu with a throw-in. This is Mariko. Now Hoto's got a bit of space on the left-hand side. Apollos wants it early. He's going to go through the middle to Maswanganyu. Turns, gets the shot in, and straight into the arms of Murani. And that'll be a little bit of confidence-building save as well for the Lesotho international.
Very, very important. This is Maswanganyu's strength, and this was missing against Mamelodi Sundowns, but this is what he does very well. I mentioned him coming from deep, creating or using the pocket spaces created in that center. He just needed to be a bit calmer in directing that shot towards the goal.
He's got a bit of a point to prove after being taken off so early on Saturday.
That, for me, is one of his strength, his biggest strength.
Now Mariko to Hoto out wide. Apollos coming inside. He'll switch a little bit, you would fancy, with Sebele Bele as the game progresses. Coach Wadu, who's a centre-back by trade, who played in the Premier League with Fulham and a couple of clubs in the top flight in France, will, I think, be very impressed with the two youngsters at the back so far this season. Sabisi's still working his way back from injury, so Siema's really taken his chance. This is Sebele Bele, gets the cross in.
I mean, I'm just trying to imagine. You spoke about those two, Siema and Mbogas, of course, but they still Sesane, they still Sabisi, that are still coming back.
And Olisenda's returned to training as well.
Olisenda and
Gorky
is another. I mean, coach will be spoiled for choices, but also very difficult, because when you got so much resources, sometimes it's difficult to pick and choose who starts.
But if these two young centre-backs aren't making any mistakes and are doing the business, then they must stay in the team.
Exactly.
Now Hoto, can he get the square? This will be a corner. So first set-piece opportunity of the game falls the way of the Buccaneers. Let's see what Orlando Pirates can conjure up here in the early stages. Got a trip to the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium on Sunday against Chippa United. Next for the Buccaneers. They want to go for a difficult match down in the Eastern Cape with some more points to their name. Now they'll look to curl it in towards the near post. Batsi, the skipper, with a clearing header. Here comes Hoto.
Good call from Marianne. Well, it's nice to have a goalkeeper that is alert to, or has presence of mind to be able to help the defense, because in that situation you can be high pressed and be forced to play the ball long, losing ball position.
Siema doing very well there, under a little bit of pressure from Modi Moeng. So just back to Batsi and the fact that he's the oldest outfield player ever in the domestic game. Doesn't hold the record for the oldest player, however. That's Andre Aron, so you might remember that time at Bidvest Wits when he was the goalkeeper coach, and suddenly they had a crisis of injured goalkeepers. He had to come in for a couple of games towards the end of the season. He was 45 at the time, so Batsi's still got a couple of seasons to go if he's going to break the record. And Auburn College, of course, would need to stay up in this top flight. It's going to be a tough task for a club with not too much in the way of resources.
And I mean, I'm trying to look into that field of play to see if there's any player with Premiership experience. And it's very lucky if there is.
Tibedi is the only one that you looking at.
So you can imagine then they're still trying to basically get themselves used to the pace of the Betway Premiership, and the experience, of course, to be able to deal with the pressure of playing at this level.
Little ball in from Ramos Sala, but it's lost, and Sebelebele looking to go on one of those runs of his. Foul given in his favour. Sebelebele with 3 goals in successive games. It's not a record for Orlando Pirates in the Premiership. Majoro scored 5 times in a row previously for Orlando Pirates, and so did Gabadinho Mahango. And we have 6 different players, including Lepasa, who scored in 4 successive games. So he's got a way to go, Sebelebele, before he gets himself in the record books. Another 3 games with 3 goals. So
today is key that he finds his name in that scoring sheet.
He'll lose it if he doesn't. Then he's got Chipper, and then the NTN8 final. Remember, this weekend another full set of fixtures in the Betway Premiership, and then we go for the international break, and of course all focus on the World Cup and South Africa's efforts to qualify for the first time since 2010.
The absence, listen, to all the players that you mentioned that obviously are loaned from Orlando Pirates to Orbit, has given a chance to Malati. Lucky Malati up front, wearing his jersey number 31, 18 years of age.
He's one of the very few players that they added to their squad at the start of the season. He comes from the Rumo Lions. What a place to make your debut. There are 4 of them today. Mohosi at the back, Modi Moeng, who has come on as a sub, but this is his first ever start in the top flight. And the 20-year-old Ramos Sala, who's in the midfield. This is Setlodi brought down. Mariko signed from Joliba, the big club in Mali. They played in the Champions League in the group phase last season with the eventual winners Pyramids. Joliba didn't have a happy time though in the group phase. They didn't make it out to the quarters. He's got Champions League experience, the new midfielder for Pirates, and Mbata having a bit of a rest today as Mariko gets the opportunity. Now Maswanganyi is nice and busy in these early stages, gets a free kick.
Left-hand side of the attack for Orlando Pirates looks a little bit overloaded for me. Maswanganyi pills there every now and then. There's Hoto coming from behind, and there's also Apolis who's playing a little bit ahead. So that's where maybe Orbit needs to be very careful with Setlodi playing as a right full back there. He might just be confronted with a few more than just the attacking player who is Apolis.
Quickly taken here, looking for Maswanganyi. Now there was a bit of a challenge in there from Apollos that was late. Maybe we'll have a free kick for Orbit. Yeah, just catching Ramos Sala. So Ramos Sala with Orlando Pirates connections as well. He was in the DDC side of the Buccaneers. Another youthful player tonight, teenager. All contrasting with this man, the 42-year-old Batsi. He's 1 month and 1 day away from his 43rd birthday. Oh, that's an adventurous goalkeeper. Nicely done as well down the flank here. Finding Jingana. Jingana coming in looking for the return ball. There's Malatsi, the youngster that you've been mentioning, who played it back at him. Siema with the cover. And it's going to be an Orbit throw-in. Coming up to the 15-minute mark. I suppose the longer the game goes on without Pirates getting onto the score sheet, the more confidence will build with the rookies.
Probably, or I say most probably, the only besides playing transition football to get into that taking third, Orbit will need to see if they can create a little bit of wing play just to test the height of those two defenders. This is where Pirates have struggled in most of the time from set pieces and from ball played from the crosses.
Long ball here for Sibele in between the two defenders. This work from Jingana.
He's so quick. A little bit of a high line, you know that you can easily be exposed, even from a clearance from the goalkeeper with a little bit of speed.
Bukazi will play this back to Sipochain. He's one of those players in the preliminary Bafana squad. Is going to, of course, cut before they group together, or they come together on Sunday in Bloemfontein to start preparing. It's next Friday that they play against Lesotho in Bloemfontein. That's just over a week from now. I think Hugo Bruce will be watching with some concern that none of his key players get injured before then. Of course, you've got some heavyweight clashes still this week, William. Kaizer Chiefs and Mamelodi Sundowns tomorrow at Soccer City, and Sundowns go to Stellenbosch at the weekend. Pirates to Chippa. And Chiefs will be away at Golden Arrows in Durban on Saturday. That's also a tough one for them. Here's Mabasa up front. Look at how many players around him. Absolutely no chance to get that ball. And Hlapo doing well here with Ramosala. Now, is that a free kick? Mariko with a challenge, and the foul on Mabele.
A very key challenge. He gets a little bit of space. It's very central, so he takes a shot from there, and with a few players in front of the goalkeeper, that could have been disastrous. Maybe it's a tackle that he needed to apply.
Well, Mabele scored 10 goals last season in the Motsepe Foundation Championship in the regular season, so a bit of a homework on him. Don't give him too much space, but they got a set-piece opportunity here now. Orbit, their first chance to test the Pirates' goal. Chain's been one of those who's played in every Pirates game so far this season. Otto, we've mentioned, and Bukazi as well. Sihle Ndule, having signed from Stellenbosch, straight into the lineup and not missed a single starting lineup. There's 3 MTN 8 matches and 3 league matches before tonight. This is the 7th game already of the season for Orlando Pirates, and we're not yet at the end of the month. They'll play number 8 on Sunday against Chippa. So Batsi, the skipper, what are they going to conjure up here? Even Tibedi's there as well, and young Ramosala over the ball. Can he become the oldest goal scorer ever?
Why not?
Left foot on him. Ramosala will go for goal. It's tamely into the wall. Good opportunity gone there for Orbit. I think they'll be a little disappointed. There wasn't better execution. Mariko with a clearing header. Up to Maswangangi. Here goes Apollos. He closely watched there by Setlodi, the right back. Mokhotsi inside. It might be getting a little testy now. I think ref suggesting there to Tibedi that's the last time we're going to have one of those clumsy challenges. Tibedi was a Kaizer Chiefs junior. He made his name with Swallows, helped them to win promotion, you remember, under Brandon Trutter.
Yep.
2021. Now Shandu. This is his first league start. Did have an MTN8 start into Maswanganyi. Too strong perhaps for Mabasa. And the big centre-back, Mokhotsi, who's come in for Ngiba. Tactical switch by the coach. Straight into the walls here. Is that a calf muscle that is hurting him?
Maybe that might have happened when he collided with his own goalkeeper. Let's see just how this pans out here.
Just to remind, really Mofokeng not playing tonight. Just got a slight niggle we hear from the Pirates camp, so they're taking no chances. Big enough squad, I suppose, and enough wide players as well for Coach Wadu to rest in this evening. There's that little clip on the back of the heel, William. Those are always very sore.
And very worrying, because that's where the Achilles tendon is. Any form of unusual pressure that I think can snap like that.
Those are nice looking boots. Nothing like your day, eh?
That's why we played better football.
Ball's out of play. It'll be a throw in here for Orbit. Jingana will take it. This man missed just a single game last season in the Motsepe Foundation Championship. Mokhotsi, by the way, is making his way back onto the field, so they're back to their full complement. Clearance from Sasani. Jingana back to Nhlapo. Interesting that Orbit didn't buy too many players to strengthen the squad for the start of the new season. Shades a little bit of what Cape Town Spurs did 2 seasons ago. Didn't go too well for them. They lost their opening 8 matches. Orbit at least with 3 points to their name already. Now Mabele. Mahlatsi into the middle, and there's a chance. I'm sure Modi Moeng was a little surprised that the ball came all the way through, and on reflection, he could have done a lot better with that opportunity.
Definitely, it seemed to be unsure whether he takes a touch or hits at the same time. And I guess the bounce of the ball also, remember, night games like this, the grass is a little bit wet, so bounce of the ball is not the usual that you can at this time. Now there's a bit of the skid. I think the ball came a little bit too quick to him.
Well, Orbit's taken possession away here from Mariko. And Mabele forward. Modi Moeng again. Runs into Sasani, does well. Finds a bit of space here for Apollos. Now, is he going to put the afterburner on? Looking for Mabasa. Gets a good little touch away here to Sebele Bele. Lovely ball for Maswanganyi. And that should go for a corner. Yep. Keeper tried valiantly, but it will be a corner kick. What a lovely touch from Sebele Bele. This is a man full of confidence now. This kind of back heel into the path of Maswanganyi just tells you what he's feeling about his football at the moment.
Once again, for me, is the strength of Maswanganyi to see opportunity to dash forward and avail himself for any combination possible, which is why Sebele Bele found him. Always so key to have players moving in when the ball gets played into those areas. So the player on the ball has that many options to deliver a pass to.
So Hotto with the left foot will look to swing it in. Second quarter of the night for Orlando Pirates. Towards the back post, it's a good in-swinger over the keeper's head and away for a throw-in to the Buccaneers. Excellent effort from Hotto.
Now, I'll have a look at this. You see, goalkeeper Moriane is backpedaling. There's an art to trying to get to a ball when you backpedaling. You call it a three-quarter run. You don't backpedal because you can actually trip yourself. And when you jump from a backpedaling position, you don't get the right height to it. Small things like this can improve a goalkeeper's ability.
Mahlatsi was the man who cleared it. Now high ball in from Mbukazi. I'm a little disappointed with that, Orlando Pirates. Murani, long clearance, only as far as Shandu. Hlapo, he's been nice and busy in these early stages, clearing away. Sihle Ndule. Sibele. Just that a little bit quicker than the players chasing him.
Forget how much they've pushed Orlando Pirates so far back. It's a high press that I didn't think they'll be able to afford, because when you do that, you know that you are a little bit open defensively. Your rest defense is in tightest, and yet Pirates have not been able to punish that.
Interesting to see if they can keep it up for much of this game. It's energy sapping at the same time. Shandu is brought down by Tibedi, who is insisting he played the ball rather than the man. He might have a bit of a point there, a little touch to it. So now Hotto on the left-hand side, up to Apollos. Scored his first match for Pirates against Polokwane City. Looks to pick up the loose ball here. The first touch a little heavy. Here's Mariko, almost finding Apollos. It was a clever idea from the midfield. The cutout. There's a bit of space now for Ramosala, the teenager. Front to Mabele and Batsi, now Tibedi. Claudio on the right-hand side. He's another who's started all the games so far. They've had the same back four plus keeper, except for Mokhosi. Comes in for Ngiba, who did play the previous three. Its first match against newcomers last season was also a tough encounter. They only edged Magesi by a single goal. It's not easy when you play against a side. It's difficult to, you don't really know them, and there's not that much tape on them.
It's very true. But you know what? Teams like Orlando Pirates have always got people, scouts that are traveling all over to be able to work out on how the opposition that they'll be up against. So they bring the info, and the coach is able to work on whatever that they can, or that can be done. So
yes, Galaxy have taken the lead, by the way, against Sibulele. That's a 1-0 lead in the early stages. Galaxy having scored 4 against Chipper in their last game, coming from behind to get their first points of the season, or first win of the season, I should say. Now Ramosala beaten in the challenge as Mariko. It's a busy night again in the Betway Premiership, and we will endeavour to keep you updated with all of tonight's proceedings. Been a helter-skelter start to this new season with plenty of football. Everybody now very much into a rhythm, William. It's less than a month, but there's been many games and already plenty of excitement.
And some teams already know exactly what their team should look like, because remember that beginning stage is very difficult. Certain competitions don't work right from the beginning, so you keep changing up into the 4th game or so, but already you can see a clear picture of where the teams are going with their starting lineups. Combinations are improving with every game that they play.
Nice little skill here, driven into the area. And Sihle Ndule with the diving clearance back into the danger zone. Keeper comes out, collects fairly comfortably. It's been a little bit of a uncomfortable start, if we may use that phrase, for Orlando Pirates. Supporters would have been hoping for a convincing win tonight against the newcomers. But we've had 30 minutes now, and it's Pirates 0, Orbit 0.
And it'll be nice just to check as well, Gleason, if there has been a clear shot at goal that Moriani had to save. I don't remember one. So that would actually tell the story even better. That
well, Maswangangi's effort straight at him.
Yes, yes, that's
one.
the only one that I think we can claim right now. But that happened what 10, 15 minutes ago, and you'd expect it a whole lot better from Pirates since then. And Sibele hasn't had a sight of goal. The speed that we know he can produce are mentioned that it will be very difficult in this game because Orbit are not playing a long block like you'd have expected. So, I mean, they are playing the low block, so it's difficult to get the space to use quick players like Sibele to exploit the spaces behind the defensive line.
Mariko finds Sibele. Has support here from Shandu, who's pushing up. Sitle Ndule out wide to Hotto, nicely done. Now Hotto goes for goal. Well over the top.
Maybe an option would have been to hang that ball. If you think Babasa is a part of those that enters the box, that is the biggest that can challenge in mid-air.
So a reminder of the other games tonight. Live coverage, by the way, of Stellenbosch against Marumo Gallants from the Winelands. That's 0-0. Richards Bay are playing Chippa United at Kwamashu this evening. That's on streaming. No goals there. Polokwane City at home in Limpopo against Durban City. No goals there. And of course at Bombela, Galaxy in the lead.
A little bit reckless, Seklodi.
Yeah, Polis is having a big physical night tonight with Seklodi. That sort of tackle go down too well with the fans over on the far side. There was a big roar of disapproval. Siema. He played 8 matches last season for Galaxy. A surprise signing given his lack of experience, but he's certainly risen to the occasion, as it were, with the injuries at the back. He's full of confidence. The commentator's curse has just seen him knock that ball into touch.
Regardless of this one ball, I still feel like he's been incredible. I mean, the type of games that he's been able to play in, that he was dropped in to be able to perform. In the case of the missing more recognized defenders, it's been incredible.
Hotto did well, knocked that against Seklodi, and will get the throw in. Which coach is the happier of the two with the situation now? Just over 10 minutes to half time. We mentioned all the scores and matches tonight in the Betway Premiership. Just a reminder, tomorrow, of course, Chiefs and Sundowns live from Soccer City. Nice turn here from Nhlapo. Batsi, he gives it away. Got caught late by Mariko. Tomorrow night also Sekukune hosting Amazulu and Golden Arrows against Magesi. 2 matches tomorrow, 5 this evening, and it'll be 4 rounds completed, and then Saturday and Sunday round 5 as well. Everybody will play. Mariko once in a while, when it's just a little bit slow, gets caught for pace, and
he's got a bite about him.
Yep.
Which, of course, as the game progresses, he just needs to be careful, because the more it happens, the more the ref will take note.
The first game he played, he came on as a sub against Polokwane City, opening game of the season, and he he certainly also had an eye for goal, much in the way that Mbata likes to strike from range from just outside the penalty area, and has had some success with that. Mariko struck quite a few at the goal, not successful, but I think he's got that in his armoury as well. Actually, the coach said about him that he's a real talent, but he said to him, the first thing you've got to do now that you join Pirates is you've got to learn English. To be able to mix in with the team, understand what's going on, just feel a little bit more at home. Make sure your first few months you learn the language. Collis brought down.
But I think he's more of a number 8 than a 6, because in this team, Dooley is the one that sits most, though they seem to start as the 2 sitting midfielders. And obviously with his ability to every now and then push forward, it gives him those moments where he can see sight of goal. Not so much from Bogazi this evening.
Yeah, those diagonal balls that he played against Stellenbosch this time last week were superb. Here's Shandu now. Gets past the challenger Batsi. Little bit of space here for Mariko. This is what they want from him. Service and then link play. Hotto. Dispossessed. Mabele finds Setlodi on the right-hand side. Forward they come. Played inside. And Mabele blocked. Orbit College will get a corner.
Not at all the type of resistance I expected. The approach, if I may say, because they seem like they're prepared to mix it up with good combinations in the middle.
There's Batsi now. Bit of space for Tibedi. Batsi's ball inside to Ramosala. And that comes off the Pirates' foot, Maswanganyi. Another corner. Now this is another opportunity for Orbit to maybe take a surprise lead. It's a good ball struck in there, but so the Betway Premiership newcomers, Orbit College, are holding Orlando Pirates goalless here after the first half at the Orlando Stadium. Welcome back, everyone, to our live coverage here. Don't forget, 5 matches across the Betway Premiership this evening, round 4 of the new season, and more to come tomorrow with the Classico, as it were, between Kaizer Chiefs and Mamelodi Sundowns, live from Soccer City. What changes now in the offering from Abdul Samwadu? There's Talenti Mbata standing by to come on. There was a bit of a lengthy discussion at the end of the half with coach Mandan Nukazi and Rayan Jacobs, who's also on the technical staff, and it would seem that Mbata and Mbule are going to be coming on here at the start of the second half. We'll get confirmation of those changes for you in a moment or so, but Mariko looks to be the one man who will drop out. It looks as if Sikle and Dule as well will be taken off at the break. We'll confirm that for you in a moment or two. Final instructions from Coach Wadu. for Mbata and Mbule. These two both included in the Bafana preliminary squad, by the way, for those World Cup qualifiers.
Discussions going there. Mbule is saying, are we going to sit between me and myself and Mbata? Are we going to sit there? And so the coach says yes. So Mbata says, at least when you got the chance, you can move a little bit forward. Me, I stay.
I'll cover you.
Yeah.
Well, Mbule's got the creativity that's been perhaps missing in the middle for Orlando Pirates. Well, is that another change that is being planned as well? Kosikona Ndaba, the new signing from Richards Bay, also standing by to come on. Left-sided.
Yes, obviously the fullback, the left fullback.
Or Hotto, do you reckon?
I'm not sure right now, but I'm just confirming that Ndaba is one of those that can play as a left fullback.
Well, there's confirmation. Yes. So Mariko, Nduli and Hotto all coming off. Triple change here from Coach Wadu. Obviously not pleased with what he's seen so far in this game, William.
Yeah, here's the thing. Pirates went dominant. We know them as a team that can play good football into the attacking third and create better combinations. That was missing. That's why there was such a lack of goal-scoring chances. I mean, we spoke about that only shot that came from Swangani. So you need to be a bit more on the offense.
So Ndaba gets his first run out in Buccaneer colours amongst the half dozen, or I should say dozen signings that they made at the beginning of the season. Very impressive list of players that they signed for this new campaign. We'll see what the new left back has to offer. And Hotto, after 7 successive starts, taken off here at half-time. Maybe just a little flat. Hotto, after the exertions of this month, perhaps on the trip to the Eastern Cape at the weekend. So Orbit starting with a cracking pace, and the first shot in anger in this second half is hit goalward by Malatsi, but without any power. That's 2 on target now, William. You can keep your stats going there.
Yeah, much better. It's a good start, but the difference between the way Orlando Pirates, I think their build-up is a little bit slower, but for Orbit, they're a little bit quicker. They get into where they can head Pirates a bit quicker, which of course, not so much transition whereby there's only the one lone player sitting on the offensive. There's always a few players in and around the action.
Team scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Pirates making 3 changes from the side that edged Mamelodi Sundowns on post-match penalties. The starting lineup actually put on Saturday in the NTN 8 semi-final second leg. And Orbit College 5 changes from their last outing, which was a week ago against Sekhukhune United in the Betway Premiership. No foul from Mbule is his first contribution. This is that earlier effort, first minute of the half, and onto the left foot.
As quick as the attack was, there were 3-4 shots arriving into that box. That is very impressive for me. It's the speed of attack is very, very positive.
Well, this is the side, of course, that upset Cape Town City in the PSL promotion relegation playoffs at the end of last season, led by this man, the 42-year-old, almost 43-year-old Batsi. That's a disappointing ball from Siema, too strong for Shandu.
A man that started his career as a hobby in the college. He works there, by the way. He's a fully employed coach, but he ends up as a coach. Maybe now he'll be given the chance to coach on a full-time basis.
I think I'm right in saying, William, he works in the IT department.
Exactly.
Learn it in computers as well as in football.
IT manager for that, not just working in IT. Obviously, his great love for the game is what occupied him the most, and he's the one that suggested to the boss in the campus to say, hey, you know, we got a lot of students here that can play. I think we can actually start up something here. They had no idea that he can grow to this level.
It's an amazing story. Just 2 seasons in the Motsepe Foundation Championship after winning promotion from the ABC Motsepe League. And then here they are at Orlando Stadium against the Buccaneers on a Tuesday night in the Betway Premiership, and yet to concede. Maswanganyi. Now Mbata. Ndava's first touch. Polis. Bit of space here for Mbata. Looking for Apollos. That's a good ball. Mokoso is the defender. It's going to be a corner.
Guess Apollo's first touch. That ball came a little bit too quick, I guess, for him to bring it down under control. But he's so quick. Now watch this. He controlled with his right instead of his left, so that would have helped the ball to cut a bit into the inside. That angle wasn't just good enough.
So the corner for Orlando Pirates. Their first opportunity of the half. Apollos into the danger zone. Little flick on there from Siema. I was hoping maybe a little touch from Mabasa. Well, that was an excellent opportunity. Set up really by this little flick on from Siema. He was looking to power that goal with himself.
And Mbugazi behind him. I guess he didn't expect it to come his way.
Well, the two centre-backs causing trouble in the Orbit College defence. Big clearance here from Mbata. Mbule. Now Maswanganyi. Some of his creativity here in the second half. Shandu joins in the attack. Lost. Modi Moeng. Play on, says the referee. Sebele just took his eye off the ball there for a moment, but kept it in play and won the throw-in. Finds Maswanganyi. Driving forward now. So Claude cuts it out, and the counter-attack opportunities on here.
Look at the speed, look at the flood and the flow of yellow shirts, just all progressing as a unit into the attacking there.
David as well. Apollos. Look how far Mabasa's got to come back to find some possession. Maswanganyi, Sebele. Now using his pace, maybe a little too much. Back into the danger zone. Foul by Sebele. Free kick here in favour of Orbit College.
I would like to know who's the conditioning coach of this team, because the flow and the sea of movement of yellow as a unit from back to front, all in unison, just about every moment. That for me takes a lot from the legs of the players, but whether they'll be able to sustain it till late in the second half is another.
Well, I tell you what, if you're looking for conditioning, the Motsepe Foundation Championship is a tough league where they don't play on great surfaces all the time, and you've got to really be fit to compete. They're very physical as well, perhaps not as much classic talent and skills in that league, so it's all about
strength.
Yes, strength, lung-busting performances. Abele plays it back here, chance! Blocked by Mukazi, back in again. It was Ramosala who got the shot in, still bouncing around in that penalty area. Clearance in the end from Mbule. Jingana plays it back, here's Apollos and Mbule. Now Maswanganyi with a bit of space ahead of him. No advantage, or no foul I should say, on Mbule. Maswanganyi back. Modi Moeng is the player who went down. He was looking for the foul. Referee wasn't interested. He's let the game flow very nicely tonight, Mr. Quinda. Now Ndava. Mabasa. More space out on the flanks for Mamelodi Sundowns. Shandu coming inside. Mbule, still Mbule. Big defender at the back, the debutant, the 35-year-old, the Khosi, clearing it away. Now Apollos. Foul.
I know you're working on the Sundowns game tomorrow, and I know every now and then you're caught saying Pirates are Mamelodi Sundowns. Okay, can you let this game finish first?
Good point, sir. Looking forward to that one, I must say. This is the 7th corner of the game. Orlando Pirates to take it, and before we do so, Setlodi will need some attention here. We'll see possibly the first change tonight for Auburn College. Standing by to come on is Katleho Kabela. To be his first outing as well.
Now look at
the
this.
Top flight.
Setlodi. He was running to obviously join in the band of players in the box, and suddenly stops and holds his chest, and he goes down.
Keeper's gone down as well. That's to buy a little bit of time for any possible substitution. But I don't think there'll be much football for Setlodi, and instead Kabela will come on in his place. Former Sekhukhune United player Kabela played in the top flight last season. He began his career at Free State Stars, so he'll bring a little bit more of the top flight experience that they need into tonight's game. To get clarity on what's happened here to Setlodi, but he will play no further part in tonight's encounter. Now, Apollos. Maswanganyi. There's a chance for Orlando Pirates. The shot from Siema. What a goal from the centre back. His first ever. And a special strike on the half volley. 10 minutes into the second half, Pirates have broken the deadlock, and they needed something special.
Unbelievable. That is one of the greatest strikes that comes from a defender. His first touch for me was unbelievable, but this quick thinking to say, hey, this is an opportunity, and the connection was something out of this world. Yes, Pirates needed a strike of this nature just to bring them back into this game. They've been asking questions, but not as much, not convincing as much. But obviously this was a set piece, so Siema finds himself a little bit higher in the field, but quick thinking for him to think of a strike.
Well, it says their first league goal this season for Siema. I can tell you, first league goal ever. Ndaba pushing forward on the left-hand side of his Bokhosi's clearance. Oh, what a shot.
In fact, the goalkeeper seems to slip. He didn't actually take off at all from the ground. As he was trying to balance himself, set himself out for a dive.
Yep, there's the little slip. That happened to Ronwen Williams in the first leg of the MTN8 semi-final. Same goal as well. But had he had his footing, do you think he would have saved this powerful strike? Flying through the air.
That is something else. That's another question for another day. But regardless of which way you look at it, that was Siema. I'm sure he's asking himself. He's still pinching himself. He still can't believe that he took a strike.
A broad smile there, Siema. His first goal for Orlando Pirates. The Buccaneers lead by 1-0 here. Have broken the deadlock, looking for their second league win in what is their fourth match of this Betway Premiership campaign. Those three changes at half-time from Coach Wadu, just stirring things up. Sebelebele with the cross. I said it was Ndaba, it was Sebelebele. Now Mbule Maswanganyi, Shandu. Mbule's got a bit of space. He's going for goal as well. Strikes it just wide. Now there's a bit of an appetite here from the Buccaneers.
The one thing that for me has been missing is the arrival of players into those positions where they can take strike. Pirates dominate for all the games that they've played. They've dominated with ball position. They've dominated the edges, but not close enough to be afforded this kind of strike. That, for me, is the change. I spoke about Maswanganyi being the one that normally gets into those areas a bit better. That is expected to contribute in that fashion.
Now, Batsi. Disappointing ball from the skipper. Well, we're coming up for the hour mark here at the Orlando Stadium. Suddenly the crowd have found their voice, and there's a bit of an atmosphere. They were getting, I think, a little concerned, the Buccaneers supporters. That has been assuaged now with that stunning strike from Siema. There he is in possession. Bukazi powering his way. Shandu finds Mbule. Maswanganyi wants the ball back. Here's Sibele Bele drifting across onto that right-hand side. That will be Orlando Pirates' free kick, quickly taken. Maswanganyi looking to switch it. They've got Ndaba here on the left. Shut out by Kabela. That's a foul from Modimoeng.
I like the way Pirates are approaching it. The more ball position you're keeping, you're making the opposition runs so much. I think that those legs are going to start feeling the load as time progresses. Where is maybe Orbit might be caught. I spoke about their conditioning coach. They look good, but if you continue running at that pace for the whole 90 minutes, it will catch up with you at some stage. And that's, for me, it's beginning to show that maybe the issue with Seklodi as well. I'm beginning to think that it's very difficult to be able to keep up that kind of tempo throughout the 90 minutes.
And they certainly came out in the first half with lots of physical purpose. The press. Here is Apollos now. Always looking for a little gap to get the shot in. Osman Apollos, he does know his way to goal. Given to Bedi with the block.
And for players playing as an inverted winger, like Apollos does, you'll be lucky if you cut into the inside and find it open. But if it is, then you have a better chance of taking a strike. Half the time the goalkeeper is unsighted from the shot, and there's always traffic.
So Pirates have made those 3 changes. Orbit College with 1 so far, but they are warming up several players now just to freshen things up, and they have the free kick here. Referee wants it taken back in the correct position. Frustrating night so far for Mabasa. Has not seen much in the way of service. This is his first start, remember, tonight. They started with Radio Pane as the first choice striker at the beginning of the season. Then Evidence Mahopa took his place. Mabasa gets a chance. Mahopa is on the bench tonight. Bata. There's the goal scorer, Siema. Full of confidence, finds Ndaba. Apollos. Now Maswanganyi on the edge of the area. Gets the shot in. Header was from Nhlapo, still bobbing around, and the whistle has gone to the Orbit College's opportunity here to clear their lines.
For his first game, of course, he has Brilliant. Does look a little bit overweight, but that hasn't stopped him from performing in this game. I think he's been up to it throughout. The question is, of course, is another that I'm questioning: just how much does he still have in the tank?
Coming in, William, around this time now we're going to find out who the winner is of the best dressed fan, the Betway competition, which has caught the imagination of supporters all around the country. 10,000 Rand for the winner, and if he has or her has a Betway account, they'll double the money. That's Pirates now bursting out of the blocks. Bit too much there from Shandu. Klapu does really well. That's some good skills.
Can you phrase it a bit more properly? Best dressed or more colorful dressed?
The supporter who's made the most effort to look. There he is, the winner tonight. His name is Andris Ramaseja, and he will take home 10 grand. I'm not sure he's got a Betway account, but if he does, it'll be 20 large. That'll be nice, William.
Imagine. You wake up next morning, 20,000 richer. Still can't believe this.
It'll be a big breakfast.
No, take a holiday. Take leave. 1-2 days leave. Go think about it.
Auburn College going to be making a triple change. Get to that in a minute or two. They have a couple of players who have yet to feature in the Betway Premiership this season standing by. Some who have. Matsimela, I can see he was in the starting lineup for the last game. Former Magesi player. Now Maswanganyi out wide, and Dava full of running, cuts inside. Gets a little touch there. Batsi, the skipper, back. Mohosi as well, and Siema will get this back to his goalkeeper. Pirates have got Moreni standing by to come on as well. He'll be replacing Oswin Apollos.
Yeah, he operates on the left-hand side of the attack. Out and out left.
Oh, Ndaba stood on the ball. Strong challenge at the back by Mbokazi.
As he always does.
The striker, Malatsi, just bounced off him. Mbule, it's short there for Apollos, cut out by Batsi. Well, the referee's taking a tumble as well. Is he going to show a card here, you wonder?
Quinda.
Now, what happened here? Yeah, the ref should caution himself for not looking where he was going.
Tactical awareness. It's not only for players, referees as well. Position yourself.
Right, changes now for Auburn College. Matlatsi off, Modi Moeng as well. Lukele, Matsimela and Hoto coming on. Matsimela, we mentioned, former player with Magesi, joined in the middle of last season. Hoto was a big part of the promotion team last season, 14 starts in the Motsepe Foundation for Auburn College. And the other change, Lukele, was at Thunder Royal Zulu for a short while when they were in the lower leagues, and last season was super sub for Auburn College. He had one start in the entire league campaign. He came on 21 times. So he's very much Mr. Super Sub, number 12, Lukele, number 12 in a metaphorical sense. Not tonight his jersey number, that is 27. Big man up front. Maswanganyi. Oh, that's good. Combination from the Buccaneers with Sibele-Bele. Ndaba. Now Maswanganyi again. Muremi joining in the attack, having come on for Apollos. Muremi gets there quickest. Mbule circulating it nicely now are the Buccaneers. Cut out by Tibedi. Mabele. Well, they've made 4 changes in total, and the captain continues out there looking for a good 90-minute performance.
The 3 subs for Obita, I understand clearly. I mentioned the legs, that might be a bit of a problem, so we needed to refresh a bit just to get the game up to steam again, with key players in those positions that will help the momentum of the game to remain high. It was dropping, Pirates were taking over completely.
There's a few players who look tired now. Jingana breathing heavily. He's put in a good performance in defence. Still some 20 minutes to go here. Mule clears it away. Maswanganyi gets a little touch in here to Mabasa. Just driven off the ball. Good shot. Mabele's effort turned around the corner. Corner kick it'll be.
Much better from Orbit. Hesitant. He wasn't thinking anything else but a shot. Very alert is a China. Decision to pile it away for a corner was the best for me. At full stretch.
So Auburn College set piece opportunity here from the corner, and they've got some big men up front there now. Lukele right in front of the goalkeeper, and Khoto, having just come on with the left foot, will look to curl it in. The referee deciding it was a little bit too much pushing and shoving, and the decision goes against Lukele.
Khoto, a great player. When he's on the ball, he's very nippy, can make those quick turns, and he's got to be watched very closely. You can't let him like be in a 1v1 situation. Very skillful.
The college at the weekend will be hosting TS Galaxy, Saturday night match. Live in the World Champions as well. It's set for Dobsonville Stadium. They're still trying to get Olympia Park in Rustenburg, which is their home ground, up to scratch in terms of the facilities for top-flight football. Remy to Sibele-Bele, and now to Ndaba. Maswanganyi turns straight down the middle. Muremi gets the shot in. He shanks that well wide. A little hasty with the final effort, but he got himself into a good position there.
You could see he was fighting to turn around and get to his stronger foot, which was the left. As he turned to push it just to clear himself off the defender.
Siema rises above Lukele, wins that aerial challenge. It's good to set a marker with a new player who's come on, especially with as big a frame as Lukele has. Now Mabasa, that's a fine ball in for him. Uses his strength, gets the shot in. The rebound to Sibele-Bele. Cleared off the line. So looking for his 4th goal in as many games. Denied by Jingana.
Mabasa feels like there might have been a handball there from Jingana, who was standing right next to the goalpost. Let's see. Goalkeeper saves. He picks it up. Mabasa, tight angle. I think it hit the chest.
Sibele-Bele with the final touch. That's very clearly off the chest. So good decision by the officiating team.
He still feels It was closer to the arm.
Didn't win that appeal. Now Moremi curling it. Cabela with a clearing header. Moremi again. Mbule. A bit of a sloppy pass there for Maswanganyi. Mukele chasing, and Daba all the way back to his goalkeeper. Oh, what's the keeper doing here? That's fairly spectacular. You ever come off your line and hit the ball away like that, William?
All the time. Well, might be giving myself a little bit more of glory, but I was one of the first keepers that were considered the second sweeper. Ask those that were there at the time. I know you were there in the beginning stages.
There's Moremi with a cross. Shots for number 2. Maswanganyi denied. There's Mbata. Shandu. Free kick. Orlando Pirates on the edge of the orbit area. A little bit wide. But the Buccaneers are taking charge of this game now. Much better second half display, it must be said.
Definitely a whole lot more fire. But I think Mbule, he might not be that progressive going forward, but what he's done is he's made the game look so easy. He's just dishing up the passes. He's calming the game down. Everybody is coming into the party with that combination play whereby they're not in a rush, but the creativity is of the highest kind. Those two.
Maswanganyi's first touch let it down a little bit with that opportunity, but he's much improved from Saturday.
Or even his first half.
It looks as if he will be the man to take the free kick. So Pirates looking for a second with some 15 minutes to go here at the Orlando Stadium. Maswanganyi with a free kick.
Debate, is he going for glory or is he going to find?
I think he's looking at that left foot to bang it goalward.
To that top corner on the left, right of the goalkeeper.
Hits the wall, takes a deflection. Keeper was static and stationary, and as a result, there is a corner. You explain the egg to me, please, William. I haven't a clue.
This football will kill you, Magnuson. The real vet. I'm sure they will be asking him at home, what were you doing? He won't be able to tell them because he's not even sure himself.
Well, from that set piece, the ball all the way back here. Now the long one through the middle for the chase on from Sibelebele. The goalkeeper perhaps a little unlucky on the goal conceded, but he's looked a very busy man tonight. Not so much in all the saves that he's had to make, but sweeping and encouraging his teammates. Mabasa now. No free kick. Back to goal with his strength. You would have thought he could have held on to that and set up a teammate. Instead, Orbit still looking and with possession for an equaliser. Tibedi out wide.
Now, does Pirates still have an option of another player, or have they done all their subs?
No, one more change, and as you asked that question, so Mahopa comes on.
That's the player I was thinking about, that with Mabasa singing tiring off, it will be an opportunity for Mahopa.
Maybe disappointed Mabasa. There was maybe a couple of half chances in there today. Certainly a fair amount of competition these days for the top striking role at Orlando Pirates. He does look disappointed. One decent player for another. There's plenty of talent in the ranks at the Buccaneers. TS Galaxy lead Siwele by 2-0 now, William Shongwe. Stellenbosch 1-up against Marumo. Richards Bay leading Chipper by a goal to nil. Polokwane 0, Durban City 0. Those are updated scores for you from the 5 matches being played around the country tonight. Remember, 2 teams with a 100% record going into this 4th round of the Betway Premiership. Kaizer Chiefs and Sekhukhune United. 3 wins from 3. Both of them playing tomorrow evening. Coverage, of course, on your World of Champions, either live or streaming. All of the matches can be seen. You can follow your favorite team at all times.
Nice to see him better, and giving the discipline in that middle of the park, because the concern for most people has always been that if Makeni is not there, or any defensive midfielder, Nduli was holding that position in the first half, and now there's no like out and out number 6.
Makaula hasn't had a game so far this season. He was voted the best midfielder of the last campaign. Mistake by Siema, could be punished here. Orbit looking for the equaliser, and Mbokazi rescues the situation. Well, he almost went from hero to villain. Siema gives the ball away. Excellent chance here,
but did rescue the situation because he put his body on the line. The ball bounced off his chest, and then obviously the TLP, as he's often called. Oh, it's a great pickup.
That is
by China.
An excellent chance for Orbit College. 10 minutes to go here. And Mbokazi showing his worth there. He was very quick to clear that away. Now, he's got a bit of a knock there from Lukele, who came in and made his presence felt. The Buccaneers faithful. Not a good crowd here tonight at the Orlando Stadium. We've had some good attendances. He's a man with a lot of sponsors. He's getting a bit of money for all of that.
I know somebody made the choice about the price to who it goes to, but I thought that one for me was the most colourful.
Here's Mahopa. Ball inside, looking for Moremi. They settle for the corner. Last touch comes off Tabanga Nhlapo. He's had a good game tonight, Nhlapo at the back.
Very solid. Consistency as well.
And good skills with his feet. So Richards Bay, who had lost 3, bottom of the table, leading with Gabadinho Mahango scoring, ex-Pirates man. Clearance doesn't go very far. Maswangangi looks to rattle one off with the left and puts that well wide of goal. TS Galaxy's 2 goals at Bombela from Mahlambi.
Their younger brother to Pumlani.
The Stellenbosch goal, they are in our other live match from Darnie Craven Stadium this evening, with Peely scoring there. He's got his 2nd for the season. Remember, Stellenbosch coming into tonight's encounters without a win in the league, 1 point from 3 matches, but having booked themselves a place in the MTN8 final. Now, Batsi still chasing away there. No signs of fatigue from this man. We've got 7 minutes left here at the Orlando Stadium. Orlando Pirates looking for their second league win of the season. And this will bounce them up the league table if they can hold on for all 3 points. They started tonight in 10th place. Orbit College were in 11th. The difference between the two teams, only a goal difference. Down goes Sibele. Play on, says the referee. Tibedi out wide. Jingana forward. Still battling away, looking for an equaliser. They've got time as well. Good challenge. Bule just steals that away nonchalantly as well. Sibele to Mahopa. He's showing some good foot skills as well. Sibele looks to be tiring, I think. He's had a lot of football over the last few weeks. Kelly. First touch a little heavy, and Dava gets the steal, and here comes Moremi now with pace. Ball inside to Sibele, back to Moremi, and just in time Jingana makes the challenge. Floated over the head of Lukele, big clearance away. Klapo crossing the halfway line, out wide. Tibedi, can he lead them forward? Bit of pace here. Cross comes in and away for a goal kick. Under 5 minutes remaining now at Orlando Stadium. I'm right in saying, William, no yellow cards in tonight's game, which is a reflection on everybody, the referee and the two teams. Orbit College only 3 yellows in their first 3 matches. Well-disciplined side, it would seem. You've been impressed, obviously. I mean, in the second half, you've seen the quality of Orlando Pirates, and they are deserved of this lead. But Orbit College, no walkovers.
But lacking in quality, clearly that is the difference. But if you talk about effort and the heart that they were able to put in, for me, 100%. And they didn't come to defend, they came to play.
Lovely ball by Hopper. Sorry to interrupt. Moremi. Yazindava. He slips again.
In fact, the side of the field, listen, half the time it is wet. This part of the field hardly gets the sun. So even if there's been no rain, it is always wet. Just like at the Nelson Mandela Bay, the left-hand side of the stands is forever wet as well. You can actually look at the growth of the grass, very poor because of the lack of sunlight. And the goalkeeper, of course, of Orbit College experienced that very problem in a very bad way, in that he couldn't get a good leap to get to the ball.
Mbuli gets himself out of trouble. Moremi as well. Finds Mbata. Mbule back to Mbata, putting on a little bit of a show here for the fans.
He's a star.
There was a chance to get it wide to Makopa. Maswangangi is going to lead this for Shandu. He's been full of work tonight, the right back. Dino van Rooyen still injured, by the way, and there's a bit of competition for that position. Now Mbata, he likes a shot from range. Puts that one just wide.
Beautiful football all around. Great passing combinations, not in a rush to get it forward, but looking to recycle the ball, creating the right spaces to be able to take that shot.
never really going to test the keeper when it's that far off target. The clock winds down even further. There are under 2 minutes remaining, and there's some stats for your notebook there, William. 7 attempts in this game from Orbit College.
Now,
So
what
they've
is the
improved.
target?
We hear from pitch side there'll be 3 minutes to be added on, so it's about 4.5 to go before Mr. Quinder's final whistle.
I guess the concern for Orlando Pirates on the courts would be one. With all the work put in there for Orlando Pirates, they're still not scoring enough.
But surely there must be some mitigating factors given all the tension and drama and how energy sapping the MTN8 encounter with Mamelodi Sundowns would have been. And then you're basically back in action just 3 days later. Sunday to recover, Monday to prepare, and here they are playing again.
I want us to go from the first game. Look at the stats. This is what will tell you that there is enough shots, but they're not on target. So they're playing well, they're creating the chances, but they're not finding the target. Oh, Mbule, he's just, the coach, when he came in, he told him, just play, I want you to play. Don't be too advanced, don't go for it, just recycle the ball whichever way possible that you see it best, because he trusts him. This is a coach that wanted him long before he was signed by Pirates, by the way. He wanted Mbule.
When he was at Gallants.
When he was at, and it was during now the off-season, he didn't tell me that he's actually moving. He wanted him regardless. I don't know if they already got the call there, but he was asking all kinds of questions about Mbule.
Now Nhlapo back to the keeper. Kabela, who came on at right back for Seklodi. Into stoppage time, 2.5 minutes remain. Orbit College, can they rescue a point here? Otherwise it'll be 3 defeats in 4 matches in the top flight for the new boys. Now, what's the referee say here? Goal kick. Just for a moment, I think there would have been some concern for the Pirates fans that impressive play tonight from Mabele, the 22-year-old. You can see why he's been a starter all of the games so far this season. Hoto, who came on as a sub. He thought maybe he should have been in, so did the coach.
Remember I told you about him, about how nip he can be. You don't send one defender when you're up against him. You got to bring cover. There was no cover there.
Now Orlando Pirates pushing forward. Masongani looked offside, and confirmation as the flag goes up. Free kick here. Chance to get it forward. Time is running out. There's around about 90 seconds remaining, and this is not going to help their cause. Orbit bringing on a substitute at this time of the game. Muete will be their final change. Another player getting his first run out in the top flight. Mabele goes off. Very good performance tonight from Mabele. He's impressed. Well, they're giving the youngster a little bit of a late opportunity here. Now Batsi plays it forward. Siema got the header in there. Nice skills from Moremi, his first touch. Kudos to Mohosi, who's played his first game in the Medway Premiership at the back there. He's lasted all 90 minutes. Mahopa, no one to chase on to that. And Nhlapo forward. 3 minutes of stoppage time has elapsed, and that is the end of the game. So Orlando Pirates, courtesy of Siema, are the winners tonight. A single goal separates these two teams. A second league win of the season for the Buccaneers. They will bounce up into the top 8 after tonight, continuing a much improved set of performances after a bit of a jittery start to the season. What did you think of that, William Shongwe?
Beside the goal that they scored, I felt like defensively it's what they did very well not to concede, but better second half, I think, from both sides. A bit cagey in that first half. Orbit, once again, no point, but I think the coach will still be very encouraged about how the team played. There's definitely a future. I'm sure he'll be hoping that it is easy to read where he needs to make changes. They need to improve their forward, their offensive part of the field. Defensive, they've looked good. The build-up has looked convincing, but they need to now start working on how they can get that ball into the box where they can hit the opposition. But lots of improvement. But for Orlando Pirates, still, they also need to improve in front of goal, but better second half, much better. Very convincing for me.
Well, Pirates now turn their attentions to Chippa United away on Sunday. Auburn College will be at home to TS Galaxy on Saturday. Galaxy have won tonight, whereas Chippa have been beaten. And don't forget, tomorrow, Chiefs and Sundowns live from Soccer City on your World of Champions. But it's the Buccaneers who celebrate here this evening. A fine victory, a much better second half, and all 3 points in the bag for Orlando Pirates. That excellent strike from Siema, proving the difference and ensuring that Orlando Pirates win a second league game this season. The goal came after 56 minutes. Orlando Pirates have had a good week. MTN8 finalists and now winners here in the Betway Premiership.
Well, that's how the encounter ends here. Escodini, it is Orlando Pirates winning yet another Betway Premiership encounter, and this time around it's against Auburn College. One goal that they get to celebrate from Lebone Siema, but now it's time to deal with the matter at hand, the Betway Premiership Man of the Match, and tonight it goes to Patrick Tito Maswangai. Congratulations for a great match here tonight, and of course for getting the Man of the Match accolade. A wonderful account, especially in front of the happy people, to get this much needed win.
Thank you to God, first of all. Thank you to my family, who I've been having a tough time, but they've been there. And also thank you to the fans for pushing me, for making sure that I'm at my best. I think today we did great as a team. I think we managed to score 1 goal, even though we wanted more, but we pushed, and it's a great team that we played against, and we knew that they were going to be tough, but also we had to stand and we had to make sure that we win the game because we're at home.
You speak about your team's efforts, but of your efforts, you had a good about 5 or so shots that were really great here tonight. From the first half to the second half, you had a great performance. You speak about the tough times. What inspired you here today to give such a great performance?
I think it's the love that I get from my teammates. I think they make sure that I push. I think they know that as long as I'm here, I'm going to work hard for them. And last week, I think during the week that we played against Sundowns, it was a difficult game, but no, I managed to get over it because the coach spoke to me and I had to understand the decision that he made, and it's not personal, it's a tactical